Hello, welcome to the morning edition of MBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. Coming up this morning. Government institutes a toll-free reporting line, 332, to strengthen citizen engagement. Malawi signs a $4 million United States agreement with the government of Norway to strengthen ecosystem-based adaptation in forest and agriculture. And in sports, Goshen City Later Dynamos and FCB Nyasa Big Bullets clash in the final of the Castell Cup today. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. Vice President Dr. Jane Ansah has commended Miss Malawi Thandi Chisi for using her platform to promote meaningful change. On Friday, the first Vice President received Chisi, who paid a courtesy call to the VP at Capitol Hill in Nalongwe. Dr. Ansah congratulated Ms. Chisi on her reign and encouraged her to remain focused and committed to initiatives that uplift the youth, stressing the importance of cultivating a culture of productivity and self-reliance among young people. Dr. Ansah further emphasized that the youth must be encouraged to pursue opportunities through determination and hard work rather than depending on handouts, noting that sustainable development can only be achieved when young people take the initiative and responsibility. She mentioned that the Office of the Vice President remains committed to supporting initiatives that empower young people and promote national development. Among others, Ms. GC briefed the Vice President on her engagements, particularly those targeting youth development, mentorship, and community empowerment. Government says it is committed to promoting transparency, accountability, and improved public service delivery across all ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs. According to a public notice signed by the Chief Secretary, Justin Saidi, government is also committed to giving power to the people. In line with this commitment, government has designated toll-free short code 332 as the official public reporting line to strengthen citizen engagement and provide an accessible platform for reporting inefficiencies, service delivery concerns, and suspected maladministration within public institutions. Tamvani reports.
Shortcode 332 has been introduced to provide a centralized and easy-to-remember reporting mechanism, enable citizens to report poor service delivery in public institutions, promote accountability and responsiveness within government MDAs, and strengthen participatory governance through direct citizen feedback. And to use this service, citizens are supposed to dial 322 from any mobile network in Malawi. The call is toll-free. Provide clear details of your concern, including name of the institution, the office and individuals involved, nature of the issues, location and date where applicable, and any other relevant information. All reports will be handled in accordance with the established government procedures to ensure appropriate follow-up and resolution. And citizens may report issues such as delays in service delivery, unprofessional conduct, corruption and suspected abuse of office, mismanagement of public resources, and failure to adhere to service standards. On confidentiality, the government assures the public that all reports will be treated with confidentiality and handled professionally. Citizens are encouraged to provide accurate and factual information to facilitate effective action. To ensure that your voice matters, the introduction of Shortcode 332 reflects government's commitment to responsive governance and improved service delivery. Every citizen has a role to play in building a transparent and accountable public sector. For transparency, accountability, and better service delivery, dial 332 today and take power into your hands.
Malawi has signed a $4 million United States agreement with the government of Norway and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations to strengthen monitoring, evaluation, and learning for ecosystem-based adaptation in forests and agriculture under the Melba Malawi project. Speaking during the signing ceremony in Lilongwe, Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Natural Resources, Richard Bergamoyo, said climate adaptation is not only an environmental priority but also contributes to national development and poverty reduction. Smart Chaliga reports.
According to Bergamoyo, Melba, who addressed critical national gap by enabling the country to measure adaptation impacts, and he reaffirmed government's commitment to effective implementation.
The benefit is massive in the sense that one will be able to get information at the touch of a button. You get a report. And that report will tell you exactly what has happened in as far as climate adaptation is concerned across the country.
FAO representative in Malawi, Ali Said Yusuf, described the project as turning point for country-led ecosystem-based adaptation, saying robust monitoring and evaluation will generate lessons from both success and challenges to ensure long-term sustainability.
The partnership is very, very important on many grounds. One, it will allow us the resources, to generate the resources that are required to build the capacity in country. The key point in this partnership is this is a country-owned process. It is Malawi that is reporting. It is Malawi that is monitoring, evaluating and learning. So it is a nationally owned process.
Norway's ambassador to Malawi, Anne-Sophie Bechland, said Norway's priorities include early warning systems and climate services, nature-based solutions, climate-resilient food production, and innovation financing mechanisms.
And even though it sounds small, a strong system for tracking are essential actually for evidence-based decision-making and mobilizing border support.
4-year Melba Malawi project will be implemented across all districts of the country. Smart Chaliga, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Government is committed to enhancing cooperation with Japan to address structural challenges that impede economic growth. Speaking during Emperor Naruhito's 66th birthday celebration in Lilongwe, Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development, Rose Mbalizi, touted Japan's support through various initiatives and projects, highlighting how it has contributed to Malawi's growth. Trinity Kapantengo reports.
Since the establishment of Japan's and Malawi relations in 1964, the two countries have built bilateral ties based on mutual trust and cooperation in the 62 years of diplomatic relations. During the celebration of Emperor Naruhito's 66th birthday celebrations in Lilongwe, Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development, Rosa Mbalizi, said Japan is one of Malawi's most reliable and consistent development partners, and Malawi continues to value the broad range of support that Japan provides across key sectors of Malawi's economy. Mbalizi expressed that government is looking forward to enhance cooperation in all sectors of the economy, including agriculture.
We have a lot to tap from Japan, and as you are aware, Japan has assisted Malawi in many sectors of our economy. So as the Minister of Agriculture, we are in touch with the Japanese government. In fact, the ambassador was also in my office, and we have mapped out the way forward in terms of agricultural assistance, and our main area of focus is commercialization of the agriculture sector and value addition, which is something to do with the manufacturing sector.
In his remarks, the Japanese ambassador to Malawi, Naito Yasushi, added that they will continue actively cooperating with Malawi in areas of development such as infrastructure development, among others.
We have presented this initiative, Nakara Corridor. It's activation, sort of reactivation of Nakara Corridor initiative. And then the Lilongwe Bridge that we handed over just last week is a part of it. But we put so much emphasis, this is a development corridor that connects Malawi, Mozambique, and also Zambia. But not only that, it's a sort of supply chain, the corridor for the world.
Among others, Japan has cooperated with Malawi by providing assistance for construction and rehabilitation of Kamuzu International Airport, irrigation systems, teacher training colleges, and the construction and expansion of the Lilongwe Bridge. Trinity Kapantengo, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Government says it will take necessary measures on any appointee whose intent is to bring down strikes the current DPP-led administration is implementing. Government spokesperson Shadrack Namalomba said this in an interview at Parliament in reaction to remarks made by Mulanje's Central Parliamentarian Kundwani Nkhani. Nkhani cautioned that some government appointees may have questionable character traits that could undermine the administration's efforts to improve the welfare of Malawians. This is part of what Nkhani said in the House.
We can say he has started well. But I was saying I'm afraid that he may be let down by some of his own appointees who are bent at dividing the nation, who are bent at looting government resources. And I was giving examples of the previous regime, the regime of President Lazarus Chakwera, that he started well in earnest. But along the line, along the road, something happened. His own appointees started to let him down. They started looting the country's hard-won resources. The arrogance was part and parcel of the day. People were being beaten, demonstrators in broad daylight, at the forge of the police, reaching an extent of arresting the ACB Director General.
In reaction, government spokesperson Shadrack Namalomba described the recommendation from Mulanje's Central Parliamentarian as constructive.
All what we are doing is to save the people of Malawi. So if there are issues about certain people that His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has appointed, we welcome those sentiments. And being a people-centered government, His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika will review those sentiments and take appropriate action. So this is what I would say, that should there be any person, and that's why government has set up a toll-free line. That line is to allow people to provide feedback to government in whatever form, whether it's about the quality of leadership that the people that have been entrusted by His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika to save the people of Malawi, whether it's about instances of corruption and graft, whether it's about service delivery, not being properly done, whether it's about misuse of resources, all that, should they come across all that, let them use that toll number, it's 332, let them use that number and report to government.
Deputy Leader of Parliament Shadrack Namalomba has condemned an act by opposition members of the Malawi Congress Party who boycotted deliberations on Friday. The opposition members boycotted the proceedings following the suspension of 5 members from the same side due to indiscipline by Speaker of Parliament Samir Suleiman. Olive Perry reports.
On Friday, Speaker of Parliament Samir Suleiman suspended 5 members from the opposition side for disorderly conduct during Thursday afternoon's proceedings. The parliamentarians that the Speaker suspended for a day are Stephen Malondera of Lilongwe Nyanja constituency, Eisenhower Nkaka of Lilongwe Mpenu, Joshua Malango of Deitsa Kasina, Moses Kunkuyu of Deitsa Mlunduni, and Gilad Kapiseni Pidi of Salima Central. Suleimani said the disorder occurred when the House experienced a power outage. He explained that he ordered members to maintain calm, but the 5 members continued shouting and did not heed his directive even after he stood to restore order. Following the suspension of the 5 members, OMCP members boycotted the deliberations. Deputy Leader of the House, Shadrack Namalomba, has condemned the conduct by the opposition side in Parliament.
To our amazement, to our surprise, we saw the whole MCP opposition bloc walking out. And the question is, should people walk out in solidarity of indiscipline? Is this what Malawians actually sent us here to do? No, they sent us here to make sure that we debate on policies, we debate on laws, we debate on the budget, and we provide hope we articulate what they want with this government to be done, not for us to cause havoc, not for us to be walking out of Parliament. And so that is a mishap, and we must condemn it.
Later, during a press briefing at the Parliament building, Member of Parliament for Tamvani, who is also MCP Chief Whip Moses Kunkuyu, said other members from the opposition side moved out in solidarity as they felt the punishment was an injustice done to the 5 members. The House then continued with debate on the State of the Nation address, despite other members boycotting the proceedings. Meanwhile, the House has adjourned to Monday afternoon, when members will continue with contributions on the SONA. Olive Piri, MBC News, Lilongwe.
You're watching MBC News and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. A reminder of our top stories. Government institutes a toll-free reporting line 332 to strengthen citizen engagement. Malawi signs a $4 million United States agreement with the government of Norway to strengthen ecosystem-based adaptation in forest and agriculture. And in sports, Goshen City Leta Dynamos and FCB Nyasa Big Bullets clash in the final of the Castell Cup today. Welcome back. The Mzuzu Agriculture Office says Agroforestry has improved food security in Mantulu, Kafugule area in Mzimba North. Director of Agriculture Extension Services, Beatrice Magaya, made the remarks during the launch of Agroforestry campaign in Kafugule, adding that since the initiative was introduced in 2022, the area has been food secure. Meklina Chira has compiled this report.
Speaking during the launch of the agroforestry campaign in Mantulu, Kafukule area, Mzimba North, Bagaya said agroforestry has significantly improved food security in the area.
There is an improvement in food security. When we talk of agriculture, what we advocate is we don't go to holidays. We may have a bad year, but we encourage our farmers to say, we are 365 days upland in the dumbbells. So there are some such scenarios whereby we don't have any control, but what is important is what interventions do we bring in.
Senior Group Headman Sangazinje Mlota praised the farmers in the area for embracing agroforestry, which has helped to improve soil health.
We have learned that planted trees provide organic manure, improving soil fertility and leading to bumper harvest.
Principal Land Resources Conservation Officer at Mzuzu ADD Chimwemwe Mambungo noted that Kafukule was identified as one of the degraded areas, hence the initiative.
We had to identify the most degraded areas in all the APAs across the ADD, and it's in those degraded areas where we are trying to focus our effort so that we can at least help those farmers.
During this year's forestry season, 7,400 trees have been planted to improve soil health and fertility in the area. The initiative aims to promote sustainable agriculture practices and enhance food security. Meklina Chirwa, MBC News, Mzimba.
Center for Social Concern, a faith-based organization, has expressed worry over the increase in cases of land disputes in some parts of Mangochi. The organization raised the issue during presentation of evaluation report for the end of the 3-year project on promoting peaceful coexistence in the district. According to Deputy Director for the organization, Father Matthew Bansey, the project has registered remarkable success in areas of peace building. Sotin Nazi has compiled this report, being read by Devi Uma.
During presentation of the evaluation report, Deputy Director for Center for Social Concern, Father Matthew Bansey, held stakeholders for supporting the project. Despite registering positive success in areas of peace building, the district is facing a surge in cases of land disputes and called on community leaders' intervention.
The land issues as the highest issue that brings conflicts. So all of us, not only the council, but all of us need to really take it seriously. The TAs, the council, the religious leaders, and you also, the journalists. We all need to take this issue very seriously because population is growing and land is becoming smaller and smaller because there are more people who need the land.
For his part, Chief Executive Officer for Mangochi Municipal Council, Ernest Kadzogoya, commended the Center for Social Concern for implementing the project, saying the peace-building project has helped change people's mindset on coexistence. On issues of land disputes, the council has committed to work towards resolving the matter.
Of lands is already doing a lot. One, they have already deployed what we call land clerks in all the traditional authorities who are supposed to spearhead now issues of lease processing and the like. Apart from that, they are also facilitating establishments of tribunals under GVHS, village admin, and the traditional authorities. These tribunals are basically there to facilitate these issues of land, to ensure that they preside over these land issues where there are squabbles. They are supposed to assist in resolving such kind of squabbles.
Center for Social Concern has been implementing the peace-building project since 2022 with financial support from the Office of the Embassy of Ireland. The project is expected to phase out next month.
In business, Old Mutual is geared to helping find solutions to sustainable energy, describing it as vital in driving economic growth of the country. Managing Director for Old Mutual Investment Group, Mphatso Kasaliga, made the remarks in Blantyre when the organization provided 10 million kwacha towards the International Energy Conference to be hosted by Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi, ESCOM. We have a report.
From this coming Monday 23rd and 24th February, ESCOM is expected to host the Power Institute for East and Southern Africa PIESA Conference. The international conference will be held at the Bingu International Convention Center, BICC, in Lilongwe. Speaking when making the donation, Kasalika said his organization recognizes energy sector's vital role in driving economic growth, hence the donation.
We are having some challenges in the energy sector in terms of maybe not having enough power supply, and we believe by having these conferences they are beneficial in terms of addressing some of the challenges and issues we face in the power sector.
When receiving the donation, Director of Optical Fiber Communication at ESCOM, Stella Saint, said the money has come at the right time as the power utility body is geared to host the international conference, which is pulling together experts from across Africa in terms of energy.
It is actually coming at the right time when ESCOM is hosting the international conference for power. The conference is actually pulling together experts from across Africa in terms of power, technology, and innovation. And therefore it is actually very powerful for the nation because now Malawi will become the center of the energy sector.
The International Energy Conference comes as Malawi through ESCOM is implementing key power interconnectors, notably the Mozambique-Malawi MOMA project targeting 50 megawatts import. The country is also working on local solutions to add to the national power grid. Currently, Malawi has a total installed electricity generation capacity of about 580 megawatts. Charles Pensulo, MBC News, Blantyre.
In sports, the 2025-2026 domestic football season comes to an end today as Goshen City, Data Dynamos and FC Binyasa Big Bullets clash in the final of the Castell Cup. The match will be played at Bingu National Stadium in the capital, Lilongwe. Norbert Jemison reports.
This is the first time for Dynamos to reach the final of a major competition, while Bullets are chasing their second Castell Cup trophy in 3 years. After winning the inaugural 2023 edition. Dynamos dumped out Craig Sporting Club, Karonga United, Ekaya and Blue Eagles on their way to the final, while Bullets knocked out Songwe United, Ndirande Stars, Mighty Tigers and Nzuzu City Hammers. Speaking ahead of the match, Dynamos coach Alex Ngwira said they are leaving no stone unturned to clinch their first ever elite trophy.
We are prepared and
we are looking forward to putting our hands on the trophy as well. That's why you have come that far. If we go there as minnows, anything can happen. It will be like David versus Goliath. All I can say is it will be a tough game, both on their part and on our part, because there is something that we're all fighting for.
Bullets interim coach Gilbert Chirwa admitted that cup games are unpredictable, but his boys are geared to give out their best.
It is a cup game. A cup game is always a difficult game, a game that you cannot predict. All I can say is that on our side is that we are well prepared. All the boys are fit and ready to go and perform to our best.
This will be the first time for Dynamos to play at Bingu National Stadium. The champions will pocket 55 million kwacha, while runners-up will get 25 million kwacha. Norbert Jameson, MBC Sports.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A recap of our top stories before we leave. Government institutes a toll-free reporting line, 332, to strengthen citizen engagement. Malawi signs a $4 million United States agreement with the government of Norway to strengthen ecosystem-based adaptation in forest and agriculture. And in sports, Goshen City Later Dynamos and FCB Nyasa Big Bullets clash in the final of the Castell Cup today. For more updates, visit MBC Digital on Facebook, X and Instagram. You've been with me, Evelyn Chinambe. Thanks for watching and good morning.
Mazwaba inose mauno yafika santeja tima kubatani za nyengo. Pakali pano tuembeza nyengo ya mvula ya mabingu kupitira madala ena mdziko muno yomwe soizi kwa mphamvu madala ena. Tuembezera so nyengo ya chifunga kupitira madala ena kumaso yotentha ikhaso kupitira madala ena makamaka nchigawo chakumwera kumaso amphepete mwa nyanja. Izi choncho kamba kamphepo zomwe zikufikabe mdziko muno kuchokera nyanja yanchere ya India chakumpoto kumvumako kumafalikira madera ambiri a mdziko muno zomwe zizofunda kumaso za chinyontho komabe mphepo zina zomwe zakhazika mlengalenga zindi chinyontho chochuluka kupangisabe madera ena mdziko muno kukhala kwa mitambo kumaso kulandira mvula ya mabingu. Moti nzosadabwisa kwenikweni kuti mmawa uno nyengo ya mitambo ikupitira madera ambiri a mdziko muno phatikizapo nyengo ya chifunga kumaso ya mvula ya mabingu yomwe ikugwa ya mphamvu m'madera ena. Kwafundaso mmawa uno kwa Nkabu komaso kunsanje ni mlingo kwanya 23, 22 kumangoshi komaso kumonkey bay kumanyengo yozizirako pang'ono ikupitirabe madera ambiri a nchigawo chapakati komaso kumpoto kwa dziko lino. Masanawa atentembeze nyengo ya mitambo kupitira madera ambiri a mdziko muno phatikizapo nyengo ya mvula ya mabingu madera ena a nchigawo chakumwera pakati komaso kumpoto kwa dziko lino. Tiyembekezereso nyengo yotentha kupitirira madera ena a nchigawo chakumwera monga kwa Nkabu komaso kunsanje ni mlingo kwa 31 komaso madera ena amphepete mwa nyanja monga kumangoshi komaso kumonkey bay ni mlingo kwa 30. Mawa uno munali ndine tapewa khuta kumutu khano zindikira dziwani za nyengo.